Danite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution.
Where is it?
Where'd you find it at, Dusty?
Same place Rocky did.
Oh, it's my mic straight
Man, we
here.
should have had that fan on while we were doing tests.
No, it's too noisy.
Just turn it on. Can't reach.
Me neither.
Throw the stick.
What's up, folks? Welcome to our rantings at the beginning of our podcast.
I like it when I can see the computer because then I know when he starts it.
Turn the computer towards Chase, would you, so he knows when you're
Well,
starting.
now it's too late.
I like just being able to see it when I'm controlling it.
Sabotage Chase.
That's all. Sorry. My bad.
What's up, folks?
Welcome back.
Rock Dog here.
This is Shadow.
I'm Jace.
I'm golden.
Goldie!
Welcome back.
Back in town.
Thanks, folks.
Back from the land of the scorpions and
Heat.
sand and sun and
Saw
stuff.
lots of sand, saw
And
lots of sun.
sadness.
Zero scorpions. Not a single one.
You need a UV light, bro.
It's just the invisible ones then that you're missing.
Yeah.
One time we were in Kanab building the jail.
I worked on that jail.
We went, it was me, Dad, and Justin. Oh, guess I shouldn't use his name. I don't know. Anyways, it was me, Dad, and another fella. And
You'll never guess what his name is.
we found this scorpion. Dad, picks up the rock it's on, and we're all hiking. All of a sudden, he just drops it because the scorpion disappeared. It was dope. Nothing brings out the little girl and a grown man than scorpions, for sure.
Why should you not have used the other person's name?
I don't know. It's taboo. I don't know. Then I don't have his permission. You tell me.
I didn't see a problem with the story.
Here's the thing, bro. I don't know anything about broadcasting or podcasting. I can only go off of what I hear on other podcasts. So
Everybody else gets in
if
trouble,
ever I
so.
establish a rule that seems like it doesn't make sense to you, I assure you I probably didn't come up with it.
It's from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, there we go. Joseph Rogan.
I think generally, if you're telling legally compromising stories, it's
Oh, yeah.
Like
well,
they're-
I
you
mean,
get-
we did abuse that scorpion, so.
I was going to
You're
say, I
definitely
get
in
that.
trouble.
I get that
and,
stuff.
and so the rule. As
Better
a result
safe
of
than
that is,
sorry.
Yeah, just never use people's names.
Fair.
That's my understanding.
I think you're also setting yourself up for which one's libel. Is that spoken or written? Or slander? Which one's...
Libel is written.
So really? I thought.
Maybe
I'll Google it.
Dude, where's your computer, bro? You're hamstrung without your computers.
I know, I'm kind of an idiot now. Libel is published writing. Slander be speech.
You're setting yourself up for slander lawsuits, maybe?
Slander charges. Yeah,
And he was, irrelevant to the story, so...
it's true.
You didn't pick
It's a
up
good
the
thing we
rock,
spent 15 minutes figuring it out.
Yep.
We're
There
learning
you go,
stuff,
folks.
folks.
This is behind the scenes. We hide nothing from you. Hope
Except
you
our
enjoy
identities.
that.
Ain't no behind the scenes with us.
All right, I got a story to share.
Oh, boy.
The Republican National Convention, actually.
RNC.
Did you watch any of it?
It's
Did anybody watch any
bits
of it?
and pieces.
David Dorn's wife speaks.
Oh, I did see that.
And anybody...
You sent it to me.
Oh, did I? I couldn't remember if I did or not, who I sent it to.
Send it to me.
It doesn't
as well.
matter what your politics are. You need to go watch it. The speech she gives is very powerful and very moving. And she's pro-Trump. That shouldn't matter. The speech is what's important. You should be able to watch it no matter what your politics are.
We spoke about David Dorn before. He's the black security guard that was murdered in the riots
In front of the pawn shop in St. Louis.
St. Louis. So.
Yeah. And his wife speaks and she talks about what it was like to...
Black security guard, which shouldn't matter, but for some reason it does.
Yeah. So, go look it up. Laura Dorn. I think her name's Laura.
Sounds right.
Lorna.
Laura.
I'm sure you could put.
Lorna Doone, maybe?
Oh,
sure
yeah, I'm
you
thinking of the cookies.
I'm sure you could put David Dorn's wife RNC and
Yeah, you'd do fine. But very good. I recommend everybody watches it. That wasn't really a story, just
Thanks
a
for the
plug.
story.
Was there something
Just a plug.
specific you wanted to talk about in that speech?
I think we'll get to it. I think we'll get to what she talks
I
about.
think we'll get to it.
Yeah, I think it will come back up.
I have a semi-related aside. I got invited to join the Constitutional Party today, and I was really pleased that there's a third party. I hope it gets big.
Judging by its 50-year history, I doubt it.
I didn't realize it was that old.
It's old. So, I don't know if it's 50 years old, but it's hard to grow a third party when the two parties in power control everything. You can't get a third party in debates. You can't,
Can't even get them on the ballot a lot of the time. They were founded in 1991.
Wow. You think I'm 50 years old?
29. I think you're 29.
I am 29.
There's a Prohibition Party, and their symbol is a camel.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Prohibition works
What
really
are they
well.
trying to prohibit?
Alcohol.
Huh.
What a surprise.
All right.
It's the oldest existing third party in the United
That's-
States.
That's almost as stupid as socialism, right? The two political theories that really seem to work are prohibition and socialism.
Yeah, well, from the history books, that was my impression.
Yeah, my. Anyways, dope. You gonna join the Constitutional Party?
Maybe. I'd have to do a little more research.
I think if history has shown us anything, it's times like these are the best times to start a political party and make another party grow and take over.
I think Rocky makes a good point, though.
I think that the
The RNC and the DNC.
yeah. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was just going to say they have strangleholds on the politics. That's why we have a bipartisan system.
But that's how it's been since George Washington ended his tenure as president, but they weren't the Republican and the Democratic Party. Parties have switched over time. It's just generally been a bipartisan system.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a couple elections with 3 parties, but not a lot.
The
Actually, maybe only one.
yeah. I think the revolutionary candidate is Trump. And everyone's gets real butthurt when you say that because he's just in 3.5 years apparently he's caused more damage than Joe Biden in 47 years. But I mean, really, he's the only one that does things that like all these presidents promise to do, but can't do it because the party bogs them down. Like move the embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv in Israel is a prime example of, oh well, yeah, we know you promised that, Mr. President, but we can't really do it. The State Department says this, the State Department says this, and Trump says, yeah, I don't listen to them, and moves it anyways. So it's. I assume you're thinking of the Whig revolution and when the Whig Party died and the Republicans took their place
Yes.
in the Abraham Lincoln election. It
It requires a candidate who is revolutionary.
a strong candidate, but
like Abraham Lincoln. So, yeah, that was what I was referencing. And this is a similar time in history when it could be done.
yeah,
But
which
it won't happen because we already have a candidate who's enough of a strong-willed.
we just upset
Firecracker.
some serious people by comparing Trump to
Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Because so many serious people listen to your broadcast.
But how dare you? But
Sorry, Noah. No offense.
dude, to be fair, like we did the we did the episode on what was that episode on? I just keep hearing people reciting things from about the revolution, about how this is a revolution, evidence that this is a revolution. As far as I know, we were the first podcast to really bring that up. Now everyone's like, yeah, this is a communist revolution that we're in.
Actually,
the middle of.
yeah.
And I'm like,
I've seen a lot more of it recently.
I'm like,
for sure.
yeah, I know. I said that 6 months ago. Can't believe you listen to my podcast and don't even hit the like button or nothing.
You don't even subscribe.
How do you listen to my podcast without telling YouTube about it?
That's funny.
Freak.
Anyways.
Oh, I had another example of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
After Teddy Roosevelt stopped being president, he was one of the most popular presidents after he left office, I think, that we've ever had. Probably top 3 or 4 most popular at the end of his time as president. And he tried to start another political party.
It was a
and
Bull Moose
failed.
Party, right?
Yeah, the Bull Moose Party. And it failed because it's just the system is too
Bipartisan.
exclusive, too bipartisan, yeah. And so it's super hard to even with a strong leader, if the time isn't correct, it still won't take off. The timing isn't correct.
Funny you should bring Teddy Roosevelt up. You know what I learned this weekend? The picture of him riding a moose through the river? It's fake.
You're surprised?
I always thought it was real.
Have you ever seen a moose? Have you ever seen a person on a moose?
No.
Have you ever thought about trying to ride a moose?
Nope.
The
I've
only
never
story
seen that picture.
It's
I've seen
dope,
it.
dude.
It's cool. The only story I have about a moose is one
it's
trying
right
to kill my
there.
uncle.
Have you seen the one with
Dude.
Ronald Reagan on a Velociraptor with an AR-15?
No.
Same artist.
GTFO, man.
It's done by the Russian state government. They also do
Really? You thought that was real?
Putin on a horse
Did
with
Tony
no shirt.
I saw it a long time ago, and I never thought about it since. Like, I saw it when I was a kid.
Sure.
And wasn't Teddy Roosevelt the Rough Rider? And he had the campaigns down in Panama where he led all of the
Now
cavalry
you
and
guys are
stuff like
making me
that.
nervous that my favorite picture is fake.
Riding a moose through the
No.
river?
Vladimir Putin
On the
on
bear?
a bear, the shirt off.
No, that's real.
That's real, right?
With 2
Yeah,
AKs.
that's real.
Woo. Although it is more believable than Teddy Roosevelt on a moose.
Actually, I think it would probably be easier to ride a bear than a moose.
I can't even
being
find it,
honest.
dude.
Why? You just treat a moose the same way you treat a horse. You capture a baby one, then you break it.
I've never. Have you seen like a trained moose in a movie?
Have
or
you ever
anything?
seen a camel? No. Camels are big too.
Yeah, but they're docile.
Yeah, but moose are aggressive as heck, dude.
Moose are some of the most dangerous animals to humans in North America.
They don't give up.
That's my understanding.
I didn't know that.
But that does look real. It's all black and white. And stuff.
Yeah, because it's black and white. That's not even the one I'm talking about.
Oh, there's another
There's
one.
one where he's riding a moose through the river.
Anywho,
I think it was.
speaking of revolutions,
Yeah, sorry guys.
I have some fun numbers real quick.
All right, let's hear
So, average approval ratings of president. George Bush was 49.4%. And the holy Barack Obama that the internet loves so much was 47.9. And Donald Trump is 47. So, kind of odd, especially if you listen to the internet on how great Obama was and how terrible Trump
The
is.
one true president, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Look up all Theodore Roosevelt's.
I
Mr.
get.
Petty.
Yeah, I get. Oh, it's not what I want to get into. So, speaking of revolutions,
63% approval rating.
Wow. He was wildly popular, man.
Eisenhower was 65.
you should put in Kyle Rittenhouse's approval ratings.
There we go. Speaking of revolutions.
What do you guys think? Seen anything on it? Watched the videos?
So I've seen a lot. The first thing I saw was just Twitter about
Sure.
it. So obviously it was strewed in the direction that he's a murderer, and he walked up and just started shooting.
Because Twitter, dude.
Yeah. Then I saw Ben Shapiro's little rant about it.
Interesting. What did he say?
Complete opposite. He's a hero, essentially. It's
He
kinda
breaks
how
it down.
He breaks it down very well. He takes all the videos, shows you what happens, and it all makes sense. He tells you the legal side of it. There's no chance for a murder charge. It all looks like self-defense.
And he's a lawyer, folks.
Yeah, so he has a pretty good idea on that side of it.
So, yeah. I don't see why he has any reason to lie for Kyle Rittenhouse, you know?
Shapiro, you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
because I showed that video to some libs on the old Facebook because I hate myself, apparently.
You don't enjoy happiness.
Yeah,
He hates himself so badly.
I should
so
really-
badly that it affects me.
I should really take up cutting myself because it'd be much easier than arguing with people on Facebook. But I just... The response was, that's very one-sided reporting. I'm like, he broke down the video footage. I don't know how that's one-sided, you know? I mean...
He shows all the available clips.
Yeah, everything. And I take a different point of view than most people. Everyone's arguing for all this self-defense, you know? And I'm like...
Oh, this is going to be a hot take, folks.
Yeah, people are going to love this.
Oh, joy.
And
Never heard this
people
yet.
do love it, you know? Like, my favorite argument is, so what you're saying is that buildings are more important than people's lives? Which is a stupid and reductionist, simplistic argument. Look, no, buildings aren't more important than people's lives. However, people's livelihoods inside that building, yes, are more important than the criminal revolutionaries trying to burn it down. There comes a time when somebody breaks into your house and you got to decide if your stuff or your children's lives are more important than their lives. And people will argue that. They're like, so if somebody breaks into your house and you kill them, you care more about your stuff than that person's life. Yeah, I do. And so do you. Like, I don't understand that. I don't care enough about it. But if you're holding an iPhone right now, and probably an Android, but definitely an iPhone, you care more about that iPhone than the slaves who build it in China.
For 3 cents a day.
Yeah, who try and jump out of windows. They had to set up nets around the building because they were losing too many people out the windows of the facility that they're forced to stay in. Christmas lights, folks, you like your Christmas lights? You buy them from Walmart. Who buys them from China? Made by Chinese slaves. So you care more about your Christmas lights than you do about the lives of the Chinese people that build those Christmas lights.
Nike shoes.
Nike shoes, the NBA. You still watch the NBA after what they did to that guy that tried to promote Hong Kong? You care
Daryl
more?
Morey. We need to remember that guy's name.
Houston
more,
Rockets, right?
Yeah, you care more about
We love Daryl.
your Nike shoes and your NBA than you do about the lives of Uyghurs in China. Golden's favorite word.
And specifically, Rocky's favorite person, LeBron James.
LeBron James, the traitor. Not a traitor to the country, just a traitor to me.
Kind of the country, because he doesn't care about China
And
either.
China the country. Anyways.
I strongly dislike that argument for home invasions. I can't speak towards the Kyle, what's his last name?
Rittenhouse.
I can't speak towards the Kyle Rittenhouse incident because I don't know very much about it. But if someone breaks into your house, you can't just know that they're only there to kill you, to take your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially if they have a weapon. How do you know they're not there to rape your wife in front of you, kill her in front of you, then kill you?
Oh, I know the answer to this. There's this rap song, and it says, if they mask up, they're coming for your ice. If they barefaced, they're coming for your life. So
You could tell.
I think that was French Montana.
Man,
by
I'm
the
a
way.
little too white because for a second I was like, why do they want my ice?
Such wisdom.
Water is not that expensive. Oh, it's diamonds.
He was singing about Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Anyways.
that is a good indicator, but
So, and I've also been receiving tons of pushback anytime I bring up the fact that we're heading for civil war. I think November brings civil war no matter what. They're setting us up. If Trump loses, his followers are gonna be like, they cheated using the post office. We don't accept. If Trump wins, they cheated using the post office. We don't accept. But look,
The
folks,
villainy of the post office.
Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 and injured 1 person on the streets during a politically inspired riot, and a Trump supporter was just killed in his truck because he had a hat on that said Patriot Prayers and Conservatism or something. And I don't know if that's why he's killed. Let's just say I don't think it was, but let's just say that was self-defense as well. Let's say he was killed in self-defense. I tend to doubt it, but this is a civil war. We're killing each other over
Politics,
yeah. I mean, this is what a civil war looks like, folks. We're less organized. We don't have like certain states yet seceding.
Fort Sumter hasn't happened.
But I mean, we're bad enough in our political dichotomy in this country that we are killing each other over our political views, and we're defending the people that are killing the other people.
And it's an interesting one. It will be called a revolution depending on which side wins.
Yeah.
In the history books,
Sure.
that's the way that you paint it. It will be called a Bolshevik revolution if one side wins. It will be called a civil war if the other side wins. That's just the way that it goes.
Sure. So the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Kyle Rittenhouse, look it up, was a lifeguard in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He lived in, do you know what town it was in Illinois?
Antioch, I believe.
He lived in Antioch, Illinois, which is, according to my friend Jace here, 15 miles away from
Kenosha.
The story I heard is half an hour from Kenosha. Salt Lake is 45 minutes from my house, and I would be there in a heartbeat if this crap was going on. And it would work if I went up there and started protecting businesses and had to shoot somebody, as proven by Kyle Rittenhouse. These rioters, not protesters, rioters, died, and all of a sudden, oh, we better get some people in here. There's people getting shot. Like, this is a war zone. And all of a sudden, Kenosha's calmed down. So, like it or not, Kyle Rittenhouse was effective. Everyone argues for self-defense. Either it was self-defense or it wasn't self-defense. I don't care. I don't care if he was a right-wing extremist. He was up there. There is proof, video proof, that he was protecting businesses. He was helping to clean up graffiti. And I don't care if he pulled his gun and shot those men on the sidewalk for nothing. They were all bad men. They were all staging a revolution in our country. Not any revolution, not an anarchist revolution, but a communist revolution. And even if they weren't communist by their own words, they were useful idiots for communist in a communist revolution. If you need more proof of that, go to the Black Lives Matter interview, where they interview one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter, and she says we're all trained Marxists. Then go read the Communist Manifesto and figure out what a trained Marxist means. Because a trained Marxist means you're staging a revolution. What kind of revolution? A communist revolution.
And they're going about it. It is textbook from the Communist Manifesto.
It is 100% textbook.
It is directly out of the page. It's like they lifted the playbook, because that's exactly what they're doing. You go to a place that is already having unrest over any issue. You pick an issue. Then you create a group that supports the revolutionary side of that issue. In this case, it was police brutality. Is there room for talk about policemen receiving different training? Absolutely. There's room for talk about that. That's the beauty of the communist revolution. There's room for that. That makes sense to us. Policemen should not be shooting unarmed people. That's just, in our brains, that makes sense to us. So it's a super effective tool for them to piggyback on, slide in there, make the movement their own. Black Lives Matter, the program and the movement, was founded in 2014 in addition to other groups that were already advocating for police change. It is simply piggybacking off this civil rights movement. Before it or against it is simply piggybacking off that. and creating a communist revolution. It is trained Marxism. That's all it is.
So, in my mind, Kyle Rittenhouse, just a soldier in a civil war. What he did was kill enemy combatants. And people hate that. People hate that, to think that we would go to civil war. Do you not know what that means? That we'll be killing our neighbors. That's what's going on. We're killing our neighbors. Hello? We're burning our neighbors' businesses down.
It's interesting, in the history books that will be remembered, George Floyd will be the Franz Ferdinand of this civil war.
For sure.
Sure. Like him or hate him, it doesn't matter. George Floyd is the catalyst that set off a political climate we've been creating in a lab for years and years and years. And he was the catalyst. He was nobody. Franz Ferdinand was not that important. He was assassinated by the wrong guy, and it created World War I. And George Floyd will be the exact same way.
So let's look at this. Let's look at this another way. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that November comes. I hope Trump wins, and I hope that everyone accepts it and we all go about our business. However, if Biden wins and I feel like it's shifty, I can't guarantee that I won't be the same as a Biden supporter if Trump wins. I cannot guarantee that I will accept the results of the vote, especially if we use the Postal Service to mail in votes. But let's look at it this way. The lines have been drawn. Violence is happening on both sides. I get this all the time. But can't you see why these people are burning down these cities and killing 32 people?
Of course he can. Yeah. Of course he can see why they're doing that.
That's the argument every time. Yeah, I can see why. They think that they are picked out by race by cops. They think that cops are just killing black people because they're racist instead of because they're assholes. Or buttholes, sorry. That's much better. Does buttholes sound more crass than assholes? Because it seems like... Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Call them bee-holes.
Look. And so you are justifying the violence on this side. Can you not see why Kyle Rittenhouse was out there shooting bad guys? These people were burning down the closest city to him. I would be doing the same thing. The very same thing. So I'm arguing for one side of the Civil War, and you're arguing for the other. Either way, we're both accepting violence as okay as long as these are the parameters. The difference is we're choosing different parameters for what makes violence okay. And of course, when one of my soldiers kills 3 of your soldiers or kills 2 of your soldiers and wounds another one, of course you're going to be mad about it. But that's what war is. Can we describe this as anything else right now? What is it if not a civil war? If you are defending Black Lives Matter looting and burning cities because you think they're justified, and I'm defending Kyle Rittenhouse for killing those people because I think he's justified, we're beyond finding common ground. We're just waiting to kill each other. We're just waiting to decide when the time is appropriate for us to move on each other. The battle for common ground is over. The Civil War has begun. And people find this crazy, but show me where there's a flaw in my logic. Can anyone, you guys are all way smarter than I am. Is there a flaw in my logic? Are we not in a civil war here? What am I missing?
It's not war yet.
Right on the edge.
What is it when a guy pulls an AR-15 and shoots 3 guys? A skirmish? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. If it is a skirmish, then it's definitely war.
Would you accept the definition of it's still a cold civil war?
Yeah,
that was just a
almost a warning.
That
shot.
was just the U.S. paying Osama bin Laden to fight the Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could get behind a cold civil war, definitely. You know, there's shots fired on both sides.
Sure.
But lines haven't been drawn yet.
And the American people are still in denial that we're
True.
actually in a war.
That's true.
But if you are justifying violence because you think it's justified, and I'm justifying violence on the other side, we're just waiting to kill each other.
So that begs this question. I think we've established there's not a flaw in your logic. You're correct. It turns into all-out warfare, a hot civil war, if you will. Where does the hammer of the United States military fall?
I think it's divided, but mostly on Kyle Rittenhouse's side,
Interesting.
personally.
You
Depending
think
on
that
the president.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
November.
depending on what happens in November.
That's what I'm wondering. Will the
I
presidential
disagree. I think that
victor determine where
well,
that goes?
you could be right. There's a lot of just following orders going on. You could be right. Biden orders the military, and they bite their tongues and do what they're told. You could be right.
It won't be Biden. It will be
Harris.
Kamala.
Mrs. Harris.
Oh man, if it's Harris, we're set, dude.
Dude, I just don't see.
If the election results don't do it, Biden dying in the first 6 months will.
I just
For sure.
Or resigning due to being
Yeah.
mentally incompetent.
I don't see him winning.
I think
Do you? I just
If they have a
Biden.
debate, it's
Yeah.
over. He will not win. But
well, I
they
No.
have to have a debate, don't they? No, because of coronavirus.
yeah, they can make up reasons.
They're attempting to cancel it.
they can't
as we
force
speak.
him on
I
stage.
didn't know
And
that.
Pelosi is currently saying things like, "Don't legitimize Trump by giving him a debate."
Platform. Yeah. Don't
Nice,
legitimize,
Pelosi.
Don't legitimize the president
But
of the
that,
United States.
What's her title?
That right
Senator?
there. That right there.
Speaker.
What? Yeah. What are they pushing
Speaker.
for? What are they pushing
Of the
for when the
minority.
Speaker of the House says the president we have now is illegitimate? What do you people think that your side's pushing for? And I'll take the blame too. I'm pushing for it. I wish there was a Kyle Rittenhouse in every city. I wish they were just shooting these pieces of crap. I really do. But I know the evils of communism. And I know that they use criminals to push their agenda. I seriously shed 0 tears for these gentlemen that got killed. And I got a bunch of, well, he was a 17-year-old kid, though. He ruined his life. And this was after this person had already called him a domestic terrorist, which is hilarious because in the post this person put up calling him a domestic terrorist, he had American flag Crocs on, which I don't know if you've seen Kyle Rittenhouse, but he's got like a major baby face. So he's just holding this AR-15. He's in gym shorts and a black shirt with American flag Crocs and long socks on. Dude, it was like the most ridiculous picture of a domestic terrorist I've ever seen. You know, like, yeah, he's striking the fear in me, that's for sure, you know? So, but look, he's going to get off. There's no way he won't. He's got incredible lawyers doing his work
Probably doing
pro
And they're
bono.
shooting for the moon with the charges.
Yeah, they're
not
shooting for the moon.
trying
with
to
the
stick
charges.
anything
There's
to
no
him.
way. They're hoping he'll.
Just confess.
Usually they
or
do that
something.
plea deal.
Yeah.
Well, if you pleaded this, then, you know, because they could maybe convict him of manslaughter, but I doubt it.
Maybe
But
gun charge for sure.
but
they're not pressing for
but they're
that.
What
trying
gun
for
charge?
Cross state
It
lines.
didn't cross state lines. It's a borrowed
but they're
AR-15.
trying
It
for
was in
accidental
Wisconsin.
homicide.
Really?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can get a gun charge. They're stupid anyways. That's the worst part. That's the worst part. This is the worst part about your freaking arguments, you leftist pieces of crap. You want to defund the police? Guess what you're going to have on your hands? Kyle Rittenhouse. Why do you think I'm all about it? Why do you think I'm all about Kyle Rittenhouse? Because he did what we should do if we defund the police. Our protection and the protection of our cities is our responsibility. We have the luxury in this country of paying a police force to do it for us. But if you lefties want to defund the police, what's supposed to happen when you're burning our towns down? What is supposed to happen? You can have police who have all this gear, all this non-lethal gear, that they shoot people in the face with these rubber bullets, and everyone's like, they shot him in the face. And they cry,
You can't
but they
lose
walk
an arm.
away alive. Or you can get a guy like Kyle Rittenhouse with his buddy's AR-15, marching around, fixing people up, gets in a crap talking match with people, with criminals that I honestly don't think he understood the situation he was in until he had to turn, shoot a guy in the head. Some guy tried to hit him with a skateboard. He shot him in the chest. And then he shot the guy's arm off that,
Was going for a gun.
yeah, had a Glock on him. So that's what you get. Do you want trained police force that hurts people? Sure. But kills a lot less than I'm going to kill if I have to go up there and there's not a police force.
Kyle Rittenhouse has a higher body count
Yeah.
than Pleasant Grove Police Department combined.
Because I'm not wasting my time with beanbag guns if I have to go up there.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And neither is anyone else.
I don't even know where you would buy one.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot
Exactly.
about it. I saw this TikTok with beanbag guns on it, and I was like, we should have a beanbag gun war.
They hurt. They are
believe-
not nice.
I believe it.
Because look,
You can buy rubber bullets on the internet, by the way.
Sure.
If you did want to go that route.
I don't. I've seen them not work too many times. I've seen tasers not work too many times. I've seen pepper spray not work too many times. I want to kill them. I want to go home to my family. I want to get it over with as fast as possible. The more of them we kill, the quicker this civil war is over. You disagree?
No, that was just a scary statement.
That was terrifying.
Look, man, I'm
Welcome to wartime.
I'm to the point
Yeah.
where I'm to
We're
that
on
point.
the edge for sure.
I'm to that point. I don't care. You guys want to get rid of the police? Fine by me. I'm all about personal responsibility and freedom.
Yeah.
But I'm going to kill way more people than the police do.
Yeah.
And no, not based on their skin color, based on what they're burning down. And yes, if you're burning down a building in my town, your life is less important than that building. Because the building's already destroyed anyways. Dusty, are we taking too long discussing these things?
You can bring the cake down.
Yeah, bring our cake down, yeah.
Oh, the cake's gone.
Ah, darn.
They ate the cake without us.
So I
We
saw,
do this for you people. We sacrifice everything for you.
You see what we're giving up?
I saw a video that scared me. And, you know, this podcast has been scary for me. Some guy said, you know, history repeats itself 80 years. If you look back hundreds and hundreds of years, every 80 years, the same things are happening. And you know what happened 80 years ago in 2 days? No.
Oh,
September's in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
You know what happened 80 years ago in 2 days?
no.
The Second World War.
Oh, brutal.
Which part of the Second World War?
It started?
Where did it start?
I don't know.
I'm just curious about the.
I don't know. I just asked Google when it started.
Probably Europe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
I have to
probably
assume.
Japan and China probably got started. Then
Well, Japan and China were started in the.
I used to know a lot
That
more
would be-
about
oh.
World War II.
Oh,
That's 100 years ago.
yeah.
But
Because
Look,
yeah,
folks, I want to be wrong. I hope it's not a civil war. I don't want to kill a bunch of people, but I will. I think I'm just more realistic about it than everyone else is.
yeah, being more honest
You know,
before it happens.
You know, I'm 100% for Kyle Rittenhouse. I hope he gets off. I don't think they should have arrested him. And honestly,
Invented Poland.
Poland.
he's such a bootlicker. He really is.
Oh, yeah. Do you see his Facebook?
The cops should be turning him loose. Cops should be like,
man.
look, it was obviously self-defense. The cops have been talking to him all night. He was great to the cops. And the cops knew what kind of people he was facing. The cops knew better than he did.
And the cops still let him go.
And they arrested him, you know. He's a bootlicker, but he's a bootlicker with the right state of mind in that he's taken the protection of the closest city to him as personally. I don't understand. Go ahead.
People that don't understand traveling to defend a city have never lived in a small town.
Yeah.
I live in a small town. Well, my wife lives in a small town. And there's not a lot of options. You know, if you want to go to a Walmart, that's a half-hour drive.
Sure.
If you want to have anything that's not fast food or the couple mom and pops that they have, half-hour drive. I get it. I get driving a half hour to defend the nearest city, like Rocky keeps saying.
Yeah. I don't care if he drove 4 hours. How far away do those Antifa people live that they're bussing in to those cities?
Oh,
those
yeah.
professional rioters, those professional idiots. I don't care how far he traveled. He was sticking up for innocent people. Since when is it bad to stick up for people who can't stick up for themselves? Did you see the guy that was crying on YouTube because they burnt down his freaking car dealership? The car dealership with a Black Lives Matter sign right next to it. It wasn't his sign, but like I guess it was close enough you couldn't tell whose sign it was.
No, I didn't see it.
This guy's protecting people's livelihoods. He's helping the short-handed police. The police are short-handed because the mayor of that town and the governor of that state aren't doing their freaking jobs. I'm fortunate enough to live in a state where, as much as I hate the governor, he does his job when it comes to crushing communist rebellions in his city. What? I forgot where I was going at that point. Just like
What would you do?
Yeah, well, I mean that's what you should be doing is protecting people who can't protect themselves. I don't care if Kyle Rittenhouse came to Salt Lake and was helping fight Antifa, who was burning down Salt Lake. I'd give him a high five. Thanks for coming, bro. Oh, you brought that gun here illegally? I'll just tell him it was mine. No big deal. You know? Gun laws are stupid anyways.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
So, what are we at, dude? Have we beat this to death yet or what?
Oh, we beat it to death. We're at 40 minutes.
Look, I could be wrong. We could have a peaceful November, but from what I see right now, I doubt it. You think they're mad because a couple black guys got shot? What's going to happen when the Democrats tell them that Trump's cheated and stole the election?
I don't know. I feel like they said that same shit last time, though. That same stuff. Russia helped Trump win.
Sure.
Yeah, but how long have they been complaining about
And
black people getting shot by cops?
And it took them a while to get to the point where they're burning down cities. And now they're burning down cities. They feel justified because A, cops are killing black men, and B, Trump is an illegitimate president according to Nancy Pelosi. And so if that illegitimate president wins again, there's no way. And there's no way that the Democrat elites are going to let him not revolt in that situation. They're going to fire it up, you know.
Sure.
And sure, Republicans are just as guilty. That's the thing. Everyone thinks that I'm like some Republican. I'm like, no. I hate Republicans just as much as I hate Democrats. The difference is Democrats are supporting the communists right now, currently.
The difference is whose boots you lick, man.
Yeah, I'm not falling down Republican lines for sure.
Really? You?
Really.
I don't know. You're voting for Trump.
As much as I love the Mitt Romney, I think that that's a bipartisan decision, sir.
I know.
Trump's a Democrat. You ever heard of Trump money?
I
I got
it's true.
$1,200 that says he's a Democrat.
It's true. I honestly think.
And we're getting another $1,200 at.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
don't think so. I don't think we're getting it again.
You don't think so?
I think, which is good, you know, we're already in enough debt, but I think he's going to win in a landslide, and which is good because he's going to have to in order for it to look legitimate at all. If he doesn't win by 25% or whatever, they're going to burn the place to the ground.
Scream.
But
Post office.
I don't know if there's really a
all
best
they have
case
to
scenario
do-
here.
He's going to win by the skin of his teeth.
all they have to do is use the corrupt, or not the corrupt USPS, but the corruptible USPS, and get it close.
Yeah.
And then all they have to do is say, well, didn't you see all the interference he was running with USPS? He cheated. Wham, bam. And just the support that rioters are getting now, like every argument I get in with people is, yeah, but can't you see why they're burning these buildings down? Yeah, because 9 unarmed black men got killed by cops. 9 in 2019? 9.
Wow.
And most of them were probably justified.
I watch a lot of internet videos, and everyone gets all up in arms. The last guy that got shot in Kenosha, shot 7 times in the back, and some dumbhead, got on the internet and was like, why is it every time a black man gets shot, all you Republicans say, well, what was his criminal record like? That shouldn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
So the cops knew he was dangerous,
We don't point
but it
out
shouldn't matter.
we don't point out criminal record because we think that cops should be justified in killing criminals. We point out criminal record to show what the guy was capable of.
Yep.
That's it. And I have a criminal record. And I understand that if I ever get killed by cops, it'll be used against me to show what I'm capable of. And guess what? Even though I don't do those criminal things anymore, doesn't mean I'm not capable of them.
Well, even if you don't have a record.
Sometimes the thought crosses my mind. That's how scared you people should be of criminals running a freaking revolution. That criminal mentality, no matter how much you accept Christ into your life, no matter how much repenting you do, there's always that teeny bit of an inkling that you're capable of doing that.
A little aside, I was under the impression your criminal record was expunged. Just your felony charge?
It wasn't expunged either, but to what are you getting at? Because I can buy a gun?
Yeah.
Because I was a minor, you just have to wait 10 years.
I see.
So when I turned 28, I was able to buy a gun again. But that doesn't, I mean, it'll come out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even if it's
a neighbor will
expunged.
tell, you know. I mean, it'll come out. But look, all it would take is Salt Lake to start burning down. I'd be happy to acquire a firearm illegally, an automatic firearm. Go up there, use my criminality to read what these guys are doing, maybe pressure them a little bit, talk a little smack till they come at me. Boom! You're dead. If anyone can get a criminal to come at them with a knife or something, it's me.
And if you know Rocky,
I know
he's
criminals
incredibly
very well.
infuriating. So it won't be a challenge for him to get someone to
Man,
attack him.
if you listen to this podcast, you know Rocky's incredibly infuriating.
Honestly, we are in a war. What Kyle Rittenhouse did was kill enemy soldiers. And what those other guys did was kill an enemy soldier. He might not have been armed, but there's videos beforehand of them driving their trucks through the crowd and spraying people with pepper spray, you know?
Oh,
Here's
that
the
sounds like a gas attack.
here's the other news, folks.
I don't know that you can call them enemy soldiers. Enemy agents? Sure, I'd give you
Okay.
enemy agents.
I think if you're fighting for the enemy, you're an enemy soldier. I don't know.
Fair enough. They
If
weren't in
you're-
uniform, though.
What? They weren't in uniform?
They had masks on.
Is that like a national law? They have to be in uniform?
Nope, but that's how you tell an enemy soldier from yourself. You know, soldiers wear uniforms.
I think that
Agents
there was some uniform
don't.
going on.
Okay.
You can usually tell. It's pretty easy to tell in videos who's Antifa
which
and who's
side.
not. But
Semantics doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was mostly just joking.
they what was I talking about before I was so rudely interrupted?
I never know.
Gotcha.
So
You can get a criminal to come at you.
yeah.
You're infuriating.
Oh yeah. So what? It's an act of war. That guy that was killed in Portland, I'm not at the point where I'm calling anything murder in these situations anymore. If you're dumb enough to go to that city, which I'm one of those people, but if you're dumb enough to go to that city to fight these people, you could die. They kill people. They've killed like 32 people since the riots started. So if you are dumb enough to go up to defend these cities, you might have to kill somebody and you might get killed. But that's the price you pay for joining a cold civil war before. I don't see how we can charge. I mean, they're trying to keep law and order. They're trying to maintain. They don't want it to go to civil war, so they're trying to maintain this look of, you know, we're keeping law and order. And I think Trump's handled it geniusly. Man, let's just let them burn Democrat cities down. Let's let them. We'll offer to help. They'll deny the help because of Trump
Orange man
hatred.
bad.
Yeah, because of Orange man bad, and we'll look golden. They'll look horrible because they're just letting their own cities burn down. That's why.
but the
I
problem
think Trump
is-
will win. Yeah.
The people that hate Trump have such a mental disparity when it comes to Trump, just because they hate him so bad that somehow the burning down of Seattle is still Trump's fault.
That, however, I feel like is the loud minority, and I think that the majority of people just want to go about their lives, and nothing gets in the way of that more so than burning cities. And so you're like, okay, but seriously, where are the governors at? What is going on here? Why are these cities burning and these ones aren't? You know, they all had protests in them. We had a police car burn in Salt Lake. Why isn't Salt Lake on fire?
We had several protests in Provo.
Yeah. We had a guy get shot. Did he live? Did we?
He was fine. He got shot in the arm, I think is all it was. Hurt his
And
bicep.
that, I would say, was assault. But it's getting to...
Battery.
Oh, I would have gone with a casualty of war.
No, I don't think it was there yet, but I think now.
Interesting.
And maybe it's Kyle Rittenhouse's fault that we're there, but we are...
You think Kyle Rittenhouse might be the Fort Sumter of...
Could be. We are entering hot war zone.
Yeah.
And unless
pedophiles, who'd have known that
unless it cools
what it would
off
be.
by November, we could be in deep crap.
That's the problem. All the pedophiles are going to be protected from the Civil War
Because they'll be in prison.
because they're all rich.
What about the one that Kyle Rittenhouse shot in the head?
He was a pedophile? Sweet.
One of them was a rapist, I believe.
I don't think he was a pedophile. I think he was a sex offender.
I'm talking about the island pedophiles, Epstein Island pedophiles.
I'm
Like
with you.
Biden with the neighboring island?
Picking up what you're putting down. Does Biden have a neighboring island?
Apparently.
Nice.
It's called Water Island.
Even with someone... For real?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what an idiot.
It's one of those things that you see on the internet and you don't believe, so you Google it and then you go, oh, that's true.
Even with someone who I dislike and have zero respect for as much as Biden, I still hesitate to call him a pedophile because he's innocent until proven guilty.
I'm the same way. I'm with you, bro.
But that's not how it works.
I know.
Everyone's guilty.
I'm with you, dude. I don't get the whole, the whole pedophile thing. I don't calling Biden a pedophile. I get that pedophiles are bad, but I don't like. Yeah, he smells hair. There's like a video.
Rocky's mouth. Here's his foot. Let him put it in there.
There's a video of him.
He's creepy.
The video
weird.
is of him. Oh, the caption is, here's Joe Biden pinching a girl's nipple, like a 10-year-old girl, And I watched it over and over. I'm like, I don't
never
think
pinches.
he pinched
I've seen
the
that video.
nipple.
He doesn't pinch.
Like, he was seriously like in a deep conversation with the girl next to him, and his hand slips down. It's a little weird, but it doesn't seem intentional to me. I'm like, come on, people, we got to be honest, Are we doing the same thing that Trumpsters or that anti-Trumpers are doing to the Trumpster? I think so. Let's
He's definitely a creepy old man, but
Yeah.
that does not
And
make him a pedophile.
Maybe he does have an island that he freaking takes, that he has a bunch of slaves at. I don't know. But until
I'm more
there's
concerned
proof.
that man can afford an island. That man who's spent his life
who's
in
been
politics.
been a politician for
Exactly.
50 years.
Exactly. But there's enough to not vote for him that we don't need to.
Don't need to throw pedophilia
Yeah.
in.
That just hardens people against you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while we're at it, defund the politicians. I'm all for that.
For sure.
You got to stop with the pool ball, man.
Why is it loud?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
What about me? I'm doing shin conditioning with this stick.
Pool ball's louder.
I've given up on trying to stop you from
Fidgeting.
fidgeting.
Good idea.
Sorry, guy.
It's all good.
Sorry,
All right.
listeners.
All right, folks. I think we've pushed enough. I had more to say, but I'm good. I think.
We'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
No. Next week, y'all get a break. We're doing the Book of Mormon next week.
Book of Mormon. Godcast. This time we're really doing it.
Y'all been reading that book of Normans?
That's
Yeah,
the
read your
one.
Book of Mormons. Okay.
Alrighty, folks. God bless y'all.
Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Enjoy the Civil War.